Hi, my name is Kate Thomas with Owl Canyon Horse Services. I have Echo, a 3-year-old Palomino here, and we're going to work on some things that we've worked on before. I have his bridle and his saddle on today, and we're going to work on him disengaging his hindquarters where your leg would be, as well as going over some obstacles and doing a side pass along the fence. And just some other things that we've worked on, doing some lunging and a walk, trot, and canter. So we're just going to have a little fun today and play a little bit. We'll also work on him standing if I don't cue him to do anything. Good boy, Echo. Good boy.
So here I asked Echo to switch directions, and I pushed his shoulder away. He thought that that meant to trot, although I was just asking him to move out of my space. So I was asking him to slow down to a walk. I relaxed my body position, and I gave him little tugs on the rope on his halter so that he would slow down. He didn't walk, so I decided to disengage his hindquarters and try again from a halt. From the halt, I cued Echo to switch directions at a walk. He did so I cued him pretty quickly to go into the trot because I could see that he was going to progress to a trot anyway, so I might as well make it my idea to trot first. Here I cued Echo to walk. He thought that I meant to stop and face me, and then he proceeded to walk into my space, so I stopped him, and I started again. He thought I meant to go the other way, so I pushed him out of my space in the direction that I wanted him to go. Then he didn't respect the halter, and he pulled against it, so I set myself up so that I could hang on to the rope when he bumped into it, and I gave him just a little tug to get him to disengage his hindquarters and face me and wait on me. And here again he decided he didn't want to respect the halter, so I gave him some bumps to help him respect the halter a little bit more. Now he figured out that I was just asking him to walk. Here Echo thought that I asked him to back up. Really, I stood relaxed, asking him just to stand still while I switched my whip. So I gave him a little tug on the rope to ask him to stand still, and then I waited on him to stand still before I cued him to do anything else.
Echo, canter.
So here Echo goes into a canter, but he tosses his head and he pulls against me. So I set myself up strong so that when he does pull, he's bumping into himself. Eventually he'll get tired of bumping into himself and he'll bend nicely around as he canters.
Good boy. Echo, canter. Good boy. Echo, trunk.
So here I'm asking Echo to navigate between and over obstacles. Ideally, I would like him to keep an even steady speed, and here he typically speeds up when I start walking forward. So he'll get more comfortable with this as I do it more.
Good boy. Good boy. Good boy.
Here I'm asking him to disengage his hindquarters with just a light touch on his side where my leg will eventually be.
Good boy. Good boy. I'm barely pressing on his sides to get him to disengage his hindquarters. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy.
So here I know the camera is far away again. I am asking him to side pass, and I'm using the fence to prevent him from going forward. I ask his hindquarters to step across and then his shoulders, and then make sure I do both sides. He is better going to the right than he is going to the left. Going to the left, he will swing his shoulders too far, or vice versa, his hindquarters too far, whereas going to the right, he does it a little more evenly. Here I am asking Echo to give his head laterally. I want him to give to light pressure, and I want him to respond quickly. This is something that he struggles with a little bit, so I want to get this down really good before I get on his back. So here we're just doing some lateral flexion, and I'm waiting for him to give to me. Sometimes he'll give his head, and he'll only give it so far, and he doesn't actually mentally give to me. So I'm waiting for him to say, okay, I will go ahead and give my head wholeheartedly. There, he did. And there he's licking his lips thinking about it, so. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Now I'm doing some preparation for a rider being up on his back and movement from his saddle, me jumping up and down, make sure he doesn't spook at anything.
Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Good.
Now I'm asking him to
Now
lower
just ask
his
him to give
head
his head
from
a bit
pressure
lower.
on the halter. He does lower his head when you have your hand behind his ears, but I'd like him to give to just the halter as well.
I'm just holding steady pressure until he gives. He has to find the right answer so he can come up. There, he went down. Good boy. 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 Same thing on both sides, because there's really two sides of one horse. Good boy. What you looking at? Good boy. What do you think, Echo? You did good today. Yeah. Yeah. So I haven't put any pressure on the bit yet. I'll do that tomorrow. Or actually put pressure on his mouth. I just wanted him to know he can wear it and nothing goes on in his mouth. But tomorrow I'll get a video of his first time feeling pressure inside his mouth there. And I'll just, I'll put some reins on and just have him give his head, just like we were doing like this. He's gotten pretty good at that now. We had a confrontation, one big confrontation where he just did not want to give, and we went around in circles for almost a whole minute, and then he finally gave, and he gave up for that. And he's been giving his head real good for that, so we'll call it a day for that. Oh, Echo.